The Lobo Coaches Show is brought to you by Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer, the perfect matchup. Enjoy responsibly. Hello again, Lobo fans, and welcome into another edition of your Lobo Coaches Show. It's brought to you by Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy. We're talking women's volleyball with you today, and we welcome in the head coach at the University of New Mexico, Jon Newman-Gonchar. Coach, how are you doing?
Doing great, Robert. Thanks for having me on. It's exciting to be able to talk about this because this means we're getting closer to doing what we love and getting back on a volleyball court. So thank you.
Oh, and that's the perfect lead-in to the first question. You guys are coming up on the final practice of your first week of workouts, right? Heading into the season. What's it look like? How cool has it been to get everybody back together?
Yeah, it's been really impressive. You know, we're still not quite at full capacity. We've got a few more hurdles to get everyone back on the court, but we're 11 strong, and each day that goes on, we'll get one step closer. And it's been a tremendous just kind of vibe, and the energy in the gym is just this extremely grateful kind of outlook on the opportunity that we get, which is to go play. You know, who would have thought that on March 12th of 2020 that would have been the last time this team has been as a full team on a volleyball court. That is March of 2020. So we're talking 10 months. And so this team is itching to get back on the court, and it's been showing in our work in the gym.
That's just amazing when you quantify it like that. It's the better part of a year before you've been able to have anything that looks like a full workout. So to that end, I know there's been a ton of hard work behind the scenes so that your team and the Lobo baseball team and the basketball teams, and in the spring coming up here shortly, the football team will get to work out in full here in Albuquerque. It hasn't been the case in New Mexico for a long time, but man, it's been a long time coming.
Our expression of gratitude to the work that Eddie Nunez has done, our athletic director, and the leadership he's shown during this time, and kind of the optimistic outlook he's had this whole time, which say we are going to work on your behalf. We're going to work on each of these student athletes' behalf to give them a student athlete experience. And it's been an amazing partnership with him and the governor and the governor's office to get it right and to make sure, hey, when we come back, we're going to be safe and these athletes are going to be well taken care of. And we're going to make sure that we do our part to make sure that this experience doesn't get taken away from us, because we know how important, how critical it is that we do it the right way. And it's been really neat to see that the collaboration between our athletics department, our university president, and the governor's office to get this off the ground. And we're just extremely grateful for that.
I do want to ask you what these last 10 months have looked like and been like for your team, doing so much virtually and in very small groups. But rewind for me to your first season of getting a team on court and playing games as a Lobo volleyball coach, your first time as a head coach. What was it like?
Pretty surreal. You know, you spend your career working up to a moment like that, and next thing you know, you've got your team and they're an expression of you, right? They're an extension of you and what you do and what you value in not only in sport, but in life. And it's been fun to have an influence and be able to put my signature on this program and to see how far it's come. You know, we have athletes that we do a book club every semester, and we just finished an amazing book that talked to us about grit. It talked to us about resiliency. It talked to us about getting through adversity. And that's exactly the book that I needed this team to read during this time. And today we had a little meeting about it, and it was pretty cool to see the amount of growth this team has had, even though we haven't been on the court in 10 months. So it's been really fun.
Oh, the perfect topics to cover for a team that hasn't been together as a full unit for 10 months. I would imagine that some of the things that your players said in that meeting and what they got out of that book, it was pretty cool.
It's concepts that in a normal year are relevant, right? But in a year that we've been through, man, it hits you right in the gut. And it's an opportunity to have conversations about things that we're going through daily, challenges, the adversity, the idea that we're just going to embrace difficult times because we know we're going to come through it and we're going to be better for it. And so it's been really good.
So how have you prepared your team for a season that's now a week away, when so much of it has been virtual? And obviously when you have gathered, it's been in small groups, I'm sure very difficult, but what does it look like?
Yeah, you know, we're making strides. You know, we talked today, you know, this idea that that every day is one chance to go get 1% better. And if we can do that by the end of next, by middle of next week, boy, we're going to be in a great spot, and the reality is we aren't expecting ever that we're perfect humans or that we're perfect volleyball players. We trust the process, and we trust the fact that the process is going to love you back, as long as you commit to it and you don't waver from that. And so it's been a daily kind of this evolutionary process, seeing this team get a little bit better each and every day. And so it's been great.
Okay. I wanted to ask you before we wrap up this segment, to sort of introduce us to a student athlete that we're going to get to talk to here on the other side of this timeout. Kaitlynn Biassou is a sophomore outside hitter for you. What was her freshman season like? We know she was one of your best hitters, and just kind of give us a little window into her personality and what she's brought to your team now into her second year with the Lobos.
Yeah, Kate is a player that I think the Lobo fans are going to love watching. She's dynamic, she's high flying, she's hard hitting, she plays the game really hard, and she had a fantastic freshman run, and she finished the season probably in, as far as Mountain West statistics go, probably in top 3 to 5 of outside hitters in the freshman class that contributed for teams. And so she was really close, we think, to being voted as one of the freshman of the year candidates, a year ago. And so this last year, we've just seen her develop her leadership, develop her ability to connect with her teammates, develop the ability to be a great conduit between coaches and players. And so we've actually named her one of our captains this year, and it's very exciting for her. And it's an honor for her to lead her team. And we're just thrilled to see what this season brings for her. And we know, again, I say this a lot, but we don't expect perfection from any of these guys. What we expect them to do is to come out and work harder than they did the day before and get 1% better. And if they're doing that, hey, by the end of whatever type of season this turns out to be, we're going to be better for it as we prepare for what should be a normal fall 2021 campaign.
Well, Coach, I can remember you telling me that was your message to your team when you arrived on campus. Before you'd even started a workout with them, you said, I just want these women to get 1% better every day. And obviously consistency of message, that is going to contribute to consistency of performance. We wish you so much luck in your opener next week. It's just so cool to hear the excitement in your voice that your team's back on court and practicing in full. Get those remaining players, out there and get them ready. And good luck, Coach.
Thanks, Robert. So good to see you.
Great to see you too. Okay, when we come back on the other side, sophomore outside hitter Kaitlynn Biassou joins us. You're watching the Lobo Coaches Show, presented by Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer.
Decorative towel.
There was a mess. I wiped up a mess.
Yeah, you...
Where is the butt? Never mind, I found it.
When game day is a go, there's a Bud Light there.
Larry H. Miller dealerships have helped over 20 million service customers. To put it in perspective, if we served one customer every minute and started right now, we wouldn't be done for 38 years. How have we kept so many customers happy? We have decades of experience with master-trained technicians who can handle the routine jobs and tackle the toughest repairs from our state-of-the-art facilities located near you. 20 million jobs done right. Schedule yours at a Larry H. Miller dealership or online at lhmauto.com.
The Lobo Coaches Show is brought to you by Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer, the perfect matchup. Enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back on your Lobo Coaches Show, brought to you by Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer. I'm your host, Robert Portnoy, and it's our privilege to welcome in one of the members of the Lobo Volleyball team. Kaitlynn Biassou joins us. Kate, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good. I just finished practice and I'm ready to do some homework. I'm feeling pretty good.
All right, so it's homework time, but take me back to practice. You guys are wrapping up your first week, getting back on the court and practicing in full?
Yep. Practices are going great. We're kicking up intensity. We're we're getting most of our players back, which is a lot of fun, and just a lot of competitiveness. We're getting ready to play our first games next week, which is definitely exciting. So yeah, it's been great just being back.
I can't believe this. You told me before we started that you guys haven't been able to practice in full since way back in March of last year. Is that really true?
Yeah, we were able to practice, but only in groups of 5. And volleyball is obviously a 6-person sport. So there was only limited things to do, but that did not stop us. Our determination was still high. Our effort was still high. We definitely still got a lot better, but it's much better now that we're in our full team.
Gosh, just hearing you say that, though, thinking back to the start of the pandemic back in the spring of last year, and now here we are, it's almost the end of January 2021, and you're finally getting back onto the court for a full practice. That's just amazing. What does it look like? What does it felt like? I bet it was exciting.
It was for sure a lot of excitement. I think we're taking things slow, but we're going to keep ramping it up as next week comes and our first matches do come. So yeah, we're definitely going slow to take injuries like safely and just keeping things smart with what we're doing. But it's definitely a lot of fun.
We have outside hitter, a sophomore, Kaitlynn Biassou of the Lobo Volleyball team with us. What about the team chemistry? Have you been able to keep that through Zoom and through the smaller workouts? And when everybody got back together finally for a full practice, and I know there's still some folks that are waiting to get back on court with you, but does it feel like old times? Does it feel normal?
It definitely does feel normal. Our coaches did a great job of making sure that we all stayed connected during the break that we had. We did tons of Zooms, tons of team connections, tons of activities, competitions. Even though we were all in different states, we made sure that we were always connecting with one another. And as soon as we got back, like the bond was already there. Like there was no awkwardness. Like it was like a sisterhood that we left off. So we were always connected, which is great.
What was your first season as a Lobo like? And give us a little window into Jon Newman-Gonchar coach team. It was his first with New Mexico. How did it go? What's he like? And what was your first year on campus like?
I think Jon is an exceptional coach. My first year, I was so nervous. I was a little freshman. I was timid to do anything, but he definitely got me out of whatever I was feeling. And he just really knows what he's doing. And the way he just teaches things just makes things so clear. My first year on campus, I definitely missed in-person classes. It was nice just to see new people, see people around campus, see other athletes, say hi to them. Yeah, I definitely do miss the in-person classes, but my first year was definitely something I remember, and we might not get another year like that soon, but it was definitely rememberable. So, yeah.
Well, Kate, I wanted to ask you about some of the stuff that you like to do off the court. You told me that you're a big music buff.
Yeah, music has always been in my family. I like to sing. I'm not the best at it, but you'll always hear me singing in the shower, on court. You'll see me dancing. I'm pretty sure every single practice, it's a new dance move. Don't know why, but it's just dancing gets me going. Music, I just love all different kinds of music. I listen to it. That's what gets me hyped before practice, before games. It's just a big part of me is music. And
you picked up the piano? Is that true?
I did. Also was not very good at it. I think I only played for a year. It was fun, but it just didn't last long.
You also told me you're a big outdoors person. Were you able to get to see any of the cool landscape here in Albuquerque and around New Mexico during the pandemic at all?
I think only I went to the Sandia Mountains here, but back home I was able to do a ton of hiking with my family because I think that was the only thing we could do with everything being closed. So we went on a ton of hikes. I got to see more of my hometown than I have been, which is weird because I've lived there my whole life. But yeah, we definitely got outdoors more, and it was definitely something to remember.
Well, you're from Sparks and the Reno area in Nevada. Give us a little heads up on some of the cool places to go if we want to go on a hike.
Reno is so pretty. Everyone thinks when they think of Nevada, they think of Vegas, which drives me insane because there's more to Nevada than just Vegas. Reno is so beautiful. There's so many big mountains. There's a beautiful lake, Lake Tahoe. I don't know if you've heard of it, but that's where like all the big golf tournaments are. Like Stephen Curry goes there. It's like really fun, really pretty. Like the water's so clear. The downtown area, lots of skyscrapers, not huge, but like a good size. It's just like home. It's not a small town, but it's definitely not a massive town, but it's so beautiful. I think it's 20 times better than Vegas.
All right, Kate, so let's get back to the court as we wrap up. You've got a conference volleyball match coming up so fast. I can't believe it. First week of February, it's happening. Are you guys ready? And what's it going to feel like to play a game again?
Oh, I think we're all ready. I think just the hunger that we have just to play and get on that court and just to show people that New Mexico like is not a team to mess around with. And we just want to get out there and show every single team in our conference that we're here for a reason. And every single player on our team just has that mindset that we're ready to go. We're hungry to get better. We're hungry to learn. We're hungry to win, hungry to compete. And I think that's just like everyone's just dying to play. And it's just been so long. And I think we're all ready to hit that court. And to come next week, we're definitely ready.
Well, it sounds like you guys are pumped. Kaitlynn Biassou, thanks so much for being with us on the Lobo Coaches Show.
Thank you so much.
For Chase Christensen and Allison Weiss and Kaitlynn Biassou and Lobo women's volleyball coach Jon Newman-Gonchar, I'm Robert Portnoy. That's it for your Lobo Coaches Show, brought to you by Bud Light and Bud Light Seltzer. Till next time, so long everybody, and go Lobos.
I miss the kids. Do they miss me?
It's been really hard being apart from everyone.
I don't know, babe. I'm not sure when we'll be together again.
It's been so hard taking care of the kids all day by myself.
I'm so sad that I won't be with the family.
I just hate being separated from everyone.